I'm ybick. I'm doing my ENT 2003 interview here at Kavakazi. I'm here with James.
Hi,
James,
I'm James Grella. I am the owner of Kabakazi. I'm also a freshman at the Florida State University.
Alright, so first off, what or who was the inspiration to start up Kavakazi?
It's a great question. um, when I was 15 years old, I had a lot of friends who were getting into smoking and drinking. I tried it with them and I did not like doing it. I didn't like the way it made me feel. And while I was talking to my barber, getting a haircut, my barber told me that one of her friends is quitting alcohol and going over to kava. Kava is a drink from the South Pacific. It's an alcohol alternative. It doesn't have a hangover, calories. It doesn't impair you in any way, but it still gets you a great buzz. So she told me that there was a kava bar opening really close to my home, and I decided to go there. I drank a good amount of it. I felt it, and I realized it was for me because I didn't feel the same way I would feel under other substances where, with alcohol or, anything else, I felt like I was embarrassing myself a lot. So once I found the drink, once I realized it was for me, I begged and pleaded for a job there. I got the job, thankfully. I got a job as a promoter for that bar. I got promoted from promoter to barback to bartender to manager of that bar, and then to district manager of the 4 bars that were all under that name. So I ended up managing 4 bars when I was in high school that were just like this, and I got to see the ins and outs of everything. And I found that company was doing a lot of things morally and legally were not okay, and I couldn't stand by it. So as a result, I laid low. I was saving up for a car with this job, and I budgeted to see how much it would cost to start up my own bar. When I budgeted, I found out how much it would cost. I saved up that amount and then walked away from the company. Spent a year of high school just planning and planning and planning and opening it up. So to answer the question, what inspired me to do it was finding the drink, seeing the way it could help people like me who didn't want to smoke or drink, people who want to get off of drinking, people who abuse other substances, people who just need it for anxiety or depression. There's so many alternatives that this drink offers, and the drink is overall healthy. So seeing the benefit the drink has, plus being as knowledgeable as I was about the product, I was inspired to bring this to a larger market and to really introduce college students specifically to the fact that getting drunk is not the only option anymore. You have other options that you can get a great feeling off of, but at the same time you can have a good time, great feeling, be around great people, but you don't have to have the adverse effects. You're not going to wake up with a hangover. There you go.
All right. So I guess that would also answer what made you decide to open up this business.
There you go. Okay, that does.
So how much time, money, planning did it take before actually you decided to open up the shop?
That's a really good question. No one's asked me that before. That's a good question. Time. A lot of time. Pre-planning is something that I know that a lot of entrepreneurs don't think of. When you're an entrepreneur, you get this spark, and you go, let's hit the ground running with it. If you want to design an app, you start just hitting the floor running, and you don't put that much time into planning. I knew I had to, and I had the benefit of knowing, all right, well, I want to go to Florida State. I'm a senior in high school now. I need to wait until I get accepted to Florida State before I can start making moves on the bar. So I needed to give myself that year, and I'm glad I did. That year gave me time to get connections. It gave me time to make opportunities. I met with investors. And with the investors, I'll segue into the fact that, how much money did it take. Although I don't want to get into specific figures, it was a lot of money. It was not a cheap amount in any way, which is why I met with investors. I ended up not taking any of the investors' offers because I don't believe you should ever owe anyone money. This place is established with 0 loans, 0 investors. It was just my own money that I had saved. Whenever I was budgeting and planning, I always highballed what my expenses would be, what the rent would be. I added an extra $1,000 on top of it. I added an extra $1,000 every month for incidentals, and my profits I always assumed I'd be making I knew I'd make more than what I budgeted for. I planned for the worst and made sure I had a plan if that happened. So a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of connections had to be made, and I'm grateful for the fact that I had all this time. I would never do it any other way.
How'd you go about finding this location?
This actually was not the first location I wanted. It is now. I would never want to be at a different location. This is located at 1600 West Call Street, literally steps away from campus. Prior to this, I wanted to go to College Town, where Mad So is, where all those big nightlife places are. We got a lease. We started talking and negotiating. They ended up turning us down because they felt as though Kava could be a direct competition to the bars that were already located in College Town, like Madison Social. As a result, deals fell through, and I looked at the Lux, Atomic Coffee. Unfortunately, we all know the story of the owner, so the store had to shut down. They had built a wall, gave one of the spaces to Maple Street, and we took the second space. I couldn't be happy with the location, so it was a happy accident is how this happened.
All right. So how, what, when, and like where do you promote your business?
I had some deals with a couple magazines here, Socially Living, The Odyssey, a few deals with those magazine companies. I put holds on all of those deals because I gain a new perspective on promotion from actually being a business owner. The philosophy that I maintain now is you could see a billboard 1,000 times in one day, and it will never mean as much to you as your friend saying, hey, I went to Kavakazi, I had a great time, I love their product, you should go check it out. That will always mean more. So in terms of how do I promote this place, if I have time, I'll keep business cards with me. I'll stand outside of, I'll stand around campus if I don't have any classes to go to and I'm just kind of chilling out. Grassroots and word of mouth are by far the most effective forms of marketing you could ever ask for. I'll make social media posts. I'm not going to, exclude any forms of free advertising I can get. But if you're going to pay for advertising, I don't feel as though there's enough evidence in any advertiser to say that it would be better than word of mouth. Have good product, have good service, and word of mouth will happen and business will grow. If you believe in yourself, you believe in your product, you know that what you're giving is the best, you're never going to have an issue with promoting. The promoting will just happen for you. Only if you're the best.
So you do have a website.
That's true.
Right? So do you maintain it?
Yes and no. I have a website just because if someone Googles Kavakazi Bar, I'd hope that they can get directed to, kavakazibar.com.
Right.
But do I maintain it? I mean, I worked on it. I designed it, and I put it up there. On the website, it's really just where's my location. It's what is Kava. It's some frequently asked questions about Kava. Because it's so new, people are curious. They want to answer some questions like, is it dangerous? Will it hurt me? I Googled Kava, and I found like a WebMD article that said, it could give me liver damage. Regardless of the fact that WebMD will tell you have cancer no matter what you have. You have sore throat, it's throat cancer. So people still listen to WebMD. So I wanted to have an FAQ page to clear up some questions, a general what's Kava summary, a phone number, an email, an address. Do I maintain it? As much as I need to.
Right.
Not crazy. It's
Right.
not like updated every day. The Facebook is updated every day.
Okay. So the Facebook is there more for the promoting and getting the word out?
I absolutely. Facebook is definitely for promoting. It's definitely for letting people know what deals we have going on. If we have a new drink that we announce, we can announce it on the Facebook. If we have an event coming up, like we have Kava Pong happening here on December 4th. We have a whole tournament going on where there's a $100 cash prize. We'd use Facebook as our medium to get that out.
Right.
You know what I mean? To promote events, that can't be word of mouth. That has to be through posting. So yeah, the Facebook is definitely much more. There's a lot of more maintenance going on into Facebook. Yeah.
All right. Are there any like legal or licensing agreements that you need, requirements that you need for your business?
For Kava specifically, no. Kava falls under tea, which is handled by the Department of Agriculture. So it is technically a tea that we brew. So licensing, not necessarily. We just went through Department of Agriculture, Food and Health Services, and it was really 1, 2, 3. There's no specific license. No, like with alcohol you need an alcohol license, or with tobacco you need a tobacco license. There's nothing specifically there. In terms of actual licensing that I've done, though, we've developed a house drink called the Kavakazi. It's the strongest kava drink in the world. I developed it with a couple of people in a lab, and from there I got a license for that specific concoction. We're going to go for patent pending very soon, and I maintain 33% ownership of that and full licensing rights to that. So if another kava bar in South Florida wanted to, use the Kavakazi, they'd have to go through me to get it. So no specific license to serve kava. However, you do deal with a lot of licensing opportunities and ownership opportunities as a business owner. So long as you want to, go a step above and beyond. I could have just served kava, but I wanted to serve the best kava drink in the world, so I brought it in, and then I could do licensing there.
All right. Do you have any employees that like work here also, or is it just run by you?
Oh, no. I have 5 employees.
Okay.
I have 5 employees. They're all fantastic. They're great bartenders. I sat down with about 35, 40 potential candidates, and I picked the best of the best.
All right. So what would be the best advice you could give to someone starting out their own business?
Plan ahead and plan smart. Make sure that you're accounting for every single thing that could go wrong, because it will. It guaranteed will. Things will always go wrong. Never have high hopes when you're budgeting. Always lowball your profit, highball your expense. Get connections. Talk with people. Never rush into anything. Negotiate. Work with as many people as you can. Take as many meetings as you can. Never settle for anything. You can always get a better deal. Go for the better deal. And make mistakes. You got to. It's the way you learn. We made mistakes. I've been open for about 2 months, and we've already made a few mistakes. But every time I do, I learn from them, and I bounce back. And every time I bounce back, it always ends up working out for me. So embrace mistakes and learn from them. Never get discouraged. You have a bad day at the if I have a bad day at the bar, I didn't make as much as I wanted to that day, or I didn't hit my average, I'm not going to let it discourage me. I'm going to let it support me and influence me to boost my deals, get some more people in here. I might stay out an extra couple hours to promote the next day. I'm going to use everything that's against me for me. Do that.
All right. And lastly, do you plan on one day expanding or innovating Kavakazi?
Kavakazi's goal is to become the largest kava chain in the world. Location 2 is expected in 8 months in Atlanta, Georgia. We also have talks with, let's see, where was it? It was Tampa, Orlando, Fort Myers, and we're looking at one city in California. So the goal is to expand. The goal is to become the biggest and the best. And it's all happening very fast. I'm happy to see this place thrive and succeed.
All right, just to top it off, I guess, what has kava done for you? I know you touched on it earlier, but just in general.
I have not. I'm a student in a college, living in a college town, and I haven't had a drop of alcohol since November 3rd, 2013. It was the last time I ever drank or smoked anything. I've quit cigarettes. I've quit other substances. I've quit alcohol, and I've gone only straight to kava because it's just better. On top of that, I've had people tell me some of the most touching things, and they say that kava has done it for them. I've seen a woman leave an abusive relationship in my bar. I helped her through that. I've seen people come out of some of the hardest times of their life. I've seen best friends happen here. We've been open for 2 months, and I've seen this place touch the lives of so many people, and that's my drive, and that's what keeps me to do it. Even though it's not what it does to me, it's what it does for me. It inspires me, and it pushes me every single day.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.